comment from a person who used the word fanboy.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm okay. Is this another supporter of theirs that's trying to attack me? And because I thought it was sarcasm. You know how they say you can't really tell if a person's joking or being sarcastic or their intent over on the internet. So the first thing they said was, it's good to see that a fanboy is of those movies or that actress is coming to her defense. And at first I was thinking, is this person being sarcastic, calling me a fanboy like that?
Yeah.
But I didn't go there with it. The first thing that I was gonna type back, I erased.
Yeah.
And then I tried to give the benefit of the doubt. I said, maybe there's just some kind of, maybe they're not using it as an insult. So I didn't comment on that. I just said thank you because she was supporting me on what I was saying against the whole trolling thing. And it turns out, no, this person wasn't using fanboy as as an insult and whatnot. She was being genuine and whatnot. It was funny. It was two things rolled up. I thought I was being attacked as being called a fanboy. I thought I was being trolled. It was funny, but it was at that moment my guard went up, and I could have just gone down this whole rabbit hole, and that's not even what it was. So you're right. This whole clash with the journalists and these bloggers who just want clicks.
Mm-hmm.
I remember hearing about that years ago. And how do you think do you think it's getting worse, or is it tapered off a little bit, or you think it's getting worse?
I think it's getting worse because there's one, I mean, it's hard to say. It's becoming maybe more extreme in certain cases because there are some sites that, I mean, I'm pretty liberal in my politics. I'm very progressive, but I'm not like so far left that I can stand the sites that are just snarky and crapping all everything just because it casts a white dude. Or I've started seeing a lot of that with Robert Pattinson, and I'm like, you know what? Be disappointed that Batman. I understand you're disappointed that Batman. It's a missed opportunity to cast a person of color, but don't crap on Robert Pattinson himself for this. Like it's just. But there's also far more sites, I think, that there's one site in particular. I'm not going to name the name of it because I don't care about myself personally. I do care about you not getting crap for it. But there's one site that writes about comic book news, and it has a hardcore, hard alt-right agenda. Like it was one of the sites that was hardcore going after Brie Larson, and basically is straight up it'll just post lies. Like it posted an article before Captain Marvel saying that Disney was paying theaters to buy out
the theaters to boost sales.
Yeah, to boost sales and things like that. Like that's not. Nope, that's not how. Just
Disney just spent what $70 billion buying Fox, and they're gonna waste money on
or Disney, or this movie's gonna be Disney's worried about this movie, or things even when it started, was breaking records. It was like, oh, this movie's gonna slow down soon. These numbers aren't real. And so it's just. It's one of those sites that it's super misogynist, it's super racist, and mostly misogynist, but super racist. It's very tied to Comicsgate. It's just a mess. And so you also have sites like that too, where people that pay attention, they know that site's a joke, and it has been. But somebody that doesn't know better sees that cross their timeline, and they read it, and they think it's a legitimate news site because it has a logo and it has a Twitter account. Right. And so, I think that's the problem, is that everybody has access now, and so anything has so many sites and so many people have the veneer of being experts and authorities when they don't, So I think that's the real problem with being able to discern what's quality content and what's not.
I totally agree. It gets to a point where I'm okay if you I don't want to just stay on Brie Larson, but she's just the example that I guess is one of the latest ones. I can understand if you heard what she said and it made you feel that, because a lot of times in other situations we're being taught it's not what you meant, it's how the other person takes it. Because if
Yeah.
it was, we're in an office setting, and if I make a joke, if me and you are coworkers, and I make a joke, even though I don't feel like I'm harassing you, if that's how you're taking it, I have to take that seriously, and because HR will, and so
we literally just had our like sexual harassment training this week, so yes.
Oh, when they found out you're gonna be talking to me, it's like, okay, you have to be careful. Chris is gonna say something crazy.
Yeah.
But so I know that, and then, but when you see the situation with Brie Larson where she was trying to make a point, and people are just, even if they feel like what she was saying was, bad or whatever, maybe, but the second Brie Larson explained herself and said, because this is not a situation where we're in the office and she made a sexual joke or anything like that. So this is her feelings about inclusion and media. So when she said officially, no, this is I wasn't talking about taking seats away from these outlets, just including more. That should have been the end of it. But what happened after that? It was everybody just kept putting more words in her mouth, and she this is what she really meant, and you can't even take the person's word anymore, because people have already figured out that if I bash on this subject some more, I'm going to get clicks, so it doesn't matter. Brie Larson could cure all the diseases, and it won't matter.
And there's a type of man out there that, let's be honest, it doesn't matter what she said, they will never accept it coming from an outspoken, confident, no nonsense woman. Like Brie Larson she doesn't mollycoddle people when she talks. She says it like it is, and if you don't like it, tough. She doesn't care.
And that's what a lot of people just can't handle.
It, and it's not a big deal, but she does it, and so there's a certain type of man and woman, because there is internalized misogyny as well. So mostly men, but plenty of women who will see that and say, oh, she's not ladylike, oh, she's not classy, oh, she's not this, oh, she's not that, and they'll just use that as an excuse to tear her down.
I'm so surprised. And the person that I was speaking of, the other YouTuber is a woman, and it wasn't that I was shocked that it was. I don't believe that just because a woman is a woman that another woman
blonde hair
should. I'm sorry.
Blonde hair.
Red.
Interesting. We'll have to talk. We'll have to talk offline.
We'll go offline. I promise. Yeah. I said on this channel that I won't bring her up anymore unless she does something just totally off the wall or something, or brings me up. A funny thing, if you could really look it up on my Twitter. Even when I was commenting on what this person was doing, I still complimented her. I said, no, her channel does, when she speaks about something that she's very passionate about, you can tell she's a fan and she's really passionate about it. So I've given her respect, and I made a lot of compliments. But even though when I tweeted about it, I said, I feel like this person is obsessed. The second she saw her name, I was instantly blocked. I'm like, okay, now who needs a safe space?
Yeah.
but we'll talk offline.
Yeah.
But it's funny. So, all right, I'm gonna transition off this. Listen, I don't want to spend the whole night on trolls, because I can go on and on about it. But I saw something else funny on your